Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Rebels Radio. As we're back here at Arbour Park for this game between 5th in the table, Slough Town, and 3rd in the table, Chippenham Town. It should be an entertaining game today. If you are listening and you do want to get in contact, there's a couple of ways that you can do it. First of all, hopefully you can hear us. That's the main thing. We've got a new little setup going here at the moment, so hopefully the connection is good and you can hear us. If you do want to get in contact with us, you can contact us on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. Come through to us there. We'll give you a shout out, tell us who you are, where you're listening from, and if you've got any questions about the teams, we shall attempt to answer those. Or if you're listening via the thing they call YouTube, if you're a subscriber, you can scroll down the page and there's a comments page, and it will come through to us here. And again, we'll give you a shout out to say who you are. Connor is listening online at the moment, and maybe if someone could possibly come on and just say that you can hear us, that would be fabulous. So that would be great if someone's listening. Maybe no one's listening. So we'll run through the teams with you for today. Starting with Chippenham, we haven't got a proper team sheet, so I'm assuming that Chippenham will be playing in all green at the moment. That's the belief that we've got. So in goal for Chippenham is Darren Chitty, 2 is Dan Bowman, 3 Nuno Felix, 4 is Gary Horgan, 5 is Greg Tyndall, who's the captain, 6 is Will Richards, 7 is Alex Ferguson, 8 is Matt Smith, 9 is Dave Pratt, 10 Andy Sandow, and 11 is Matt Jones. 12 is Mario Matthias, 14 is my apologies there, sorry if you lost that. There was a little bit of a little problem there as a cable came loose, so I'll run through those two teams with you just to give you some information about some of the things coming up for the Rebels today. The next game for the Rebels, if it is on, will be on Tuesday evening, where Slough are away to St Neots, so we should be there for that game. Then also the next game after that is the big one, providing their floodlights work. It will be Slough versus Leamington next Saturday, floodlights permitting, for those of you who are in the know. So that will be the next games. Then after that there is a game on Tuesday the 31st of January where Slough are away to Kings Lynn. Now we may not, due to work commitments, be able to broadcast from that game. So we shall see how it goes. If I can get the time off and it's okay, then we'll try and broadcast from there. But just to warn you that there may not be a broadcast on the 31st of January from Kings Lynn away. So those are those things for you. Today also here at Arbour Park is we've got the frame football. Now this is one of our fans who's been around for a while, Graham K. Taylor. His son is part of the frame football team. It's for kids who have to use a frame to play football. So there's a fundraising effort for them today here at Slough Town. So people are very generously giving to this game, and Okay, good evening. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Having a bit of a problem there with one of our cables, so try and keep an eye on that as we go along the game. As the two teams come out. So the two teams just coming out here, and it does look like Chippenham will be all in green. Slough in their usual kit of amber shirts, navy shorts and navy socks. For those of you in your goalkeeping highlighting pens, Darren Chitty is a fluorescent orange, and for Slough, Mark Scott is in his turquoise blue. Those are your two teams. I'll run through those two teams again for you very quickly now. In goal for Chippenham is Darren Chitty, 2 Dan Bowman, 3 Nuno Felix, 4 is Gary Horgan, 5 and captain is Greg Tyndall, 6 Will Richards, 7 is Alex Ferguson, 8 is Matt Smith, 9 Dave Pratt, 10 Andy Sandell, 11 is Matt Jones. Substitutes for Chippenham: 12 Mario Matthias, 14 Joe McLennan, 15 is Michael Pook, 16 John Beeden, and 17 is James Guthrie. For the Rebels, Mark Scott is in goal, 2 and captain Sean Fraser, 3 is Nathan Smart, 4 is Guy Hollis, 5 Mark Nisbet, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 is James Dobson, 8 Simon Dunn, 9 Gavin James, 10 Chris Flood, and 11 is Nathan Webb. Substitutes for the Rebels: Paul Stonehouse wears 12, 14 Lewis Putman, 15 making his debut would be James Granger, 16 is Charlie Moon, and 18 late one is Warren Harris. Those are your two sides for this afternoon's game. Hopefully we'll have no more little issues here, and we shall hopefully be ready to give you all of those. Not many games on in our league have survived, unfortunately, today, so there won't be a lot of updates from other teams. I can tell you that the games that have survived today are Banbury versus St Neots, Kettering versus Merthyr, and the biggest surprise of the lot is St Ives versus Kings Langley. So those, I think Kings Lynn is on as well, so Kings Lynn versus Weymouth as the two captains in the middle. I haven't got a list of who the referee is today, so unfortunately I can't give you the name of the referee and his assistants, but there you go. We'll just call them the referee, and at least that way he won't get any bad press if he's been as bad. So now I'll just go into a little huddle here as a little bit of hush descends over the Arbour Park here today, as not many games on. You would have thought there'd be a few more fans here, but we'll see what the attendance is here today. Looks like Chippenham will have the kick-off here at Arbour Park. It's very sunny here, a little bit of a nip in the air, but the sun will be the main factor for today. Chippenham will be shooting from right to left for this second half, and we'll just wait for the referee to get the game underway. We're just waiting. Come on, Mr. Ref. I don't know your name. I can't see who you are now. There you go. So the game kicks off, and the ball is immediately played forward here, looking for Sandell. Headed away by Fraser. Comes through to Gavin James. Gavin James turns, takes the ball out, but can't keep hold of the ball. It goes out of play. It's a throw here for Chippenham, which Felix will take. Felix takes a quick throw in, gets the ball back, dinks the ball in here, but it'll be picked up by Simon Dunn. Dunn with space to turn, plays the ball forward, looking for Flood, but Flood gets a lucky ricochet for Slough, just holding the ball up here, and immediately pushed off the ball by two Slough. Slough get the ball back, and it's come through to Fraser. Fraser with the ball across the pitch, picks up on the far hand side by Ferguson. Comes here, ball play forwards, but that's a little bit too far, and it will roll safely into the hands of Slough goalkeeper Mark Scott. First touch of the ball for Mark Scott. And the sun today is beating right into our eyes. If you have ever been to Arbour Park, just to let you know, there's a little bit more going on in the game. Poor kick here by Scott. Comes through, it's headed away here by Richards. Only as far as Smart. Comes into the centre, picked up by Smith. Smith plays the ball forward here, looking for Sandell, but Guy Hollis is first to the ball and knocks the ball out of play and out for a throw to Chippenham, halfway inside the Slough half on the far hand side. And just trying to see who's gone across to take that. I think it's Smith has gone over to take that. And ball just thrown into the box. Deep throw. It's come all the way through there to Mark Scott, who gathers that safely. And bit of fun here. So we've got to try and keep our eye on the computer and put a hand up to block the sun shining. Long kick now by Scott, trying to find Flood. Beat into the ball there by Richards. It's hooked badly by Togwell, hooked in the wrong direction, comes through to Pratt. Pratt chased down by Nathan Webb, just running across here, just can't keep the ball in, and it's a throw to Slough. Pratt seemed to think it come off a Slough player last while he was shepherding it out, but The referee lines were given it the other way. Quick throw by Slough. Hits Togwell on the hand, but the referee says ball to hand and then done. Closed down by Ferguson. Wins the ball back. It's come through here to Smith. Smith to Ferguson. Ferguson takes a touch inside the centre circle here to Horgan. Horgan back out looking for the run down the far side of Jones, but it's again beaten a little bit too far. Goes into the hands of Slough Town goalkeeper Mark Scott. And Scott again, long kick forwards here, again trying to find the head of Dobson. Dobson does well to flick the ball on. Comes through to James. James a little push in the back there by the captain Tyndall, but ball comes out towards Webb. Webb takes a touch, turns by the centre circle, brings it in here to Dunn. Dunn into Flood. Flood trying to play it back in, but spotted there by Tyndall. In clears, and it's only as far as Nathan Smart. And Slough had the ball here with Togwell. A couple of yards inside the Chippenham half. Spreads it here to Fraser, who's in a bit of space. Fraser dinks a little ball in here to Nathan Webb. Webb with plenty of time on the ball here for Slough. Gives it to Fraser, popping up on the right midfield position. Back here to Nathan Webb. Webb plays the ball out here to Simon Dunn. Dunn just finding some space. But back in towards Fraser. Fraser has to react well to get the ball. Then Webb spreads it here to Togwell. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, apologies there about that. So just again a slight problem with this new setup that we've got. So we're just going to keep our eyes on that. No score here at all, and we'll just go into the box there to for Chippenham, but safely gathered by Mark Scott. 6 minutes gone, no score in the game at the moment, and no action in the goal mouse at all. So we'll just wait as the ball's here being played down. Right, hopefully we're back again, ladies, and we will keep our eye on this just slight problem that we have here at the moment. So we'll try. Just 8 minutes ago, still 0-0 here between the two sides, and no real goal mouth action happening between the two. The ball's here with Mark Nisbet, 20 yards inside his own half. Plays it across to Guy Hollis, in towards Nathan Webb. Webb taking a central position. Plays the ball over the side. Tries to find Gabby James. James is through, but good goal keeping there by Chitty, who comes out well to grab that ball and gets to it just before the Slough striker. So still 0-0, 9 minutes gone, and Chitty just rolls the ball out in front of him here. Just drops the ball down, and long kick forwards by him. Just been flicked on here, looking for the run of Pratt. Pratt's inside the box, trying to hold the ball up here up against Fraser. Comes further outside, plays the ball here in towards Horgan. Horgan's ball is cleared. It's coming through all the way, and it will bounce off Richards only as far as Simon Dunn. Dunn just flicks the ball over the top, gets the ball back, holds the ball well. There's a free kick there for Slough Town for a handball, I think it was. We'll see what goes on, and it's just very difficult circumstances. We've got a little new setup here, so you are experiencing a few problems. Do accept my apologies here. It's just something that we're going on. It doesn't always help when people sit right in front of you, and but there you go. And so it's a free kick here to Slough, 5 yards inside the own half, taken by Mark Scott. Long kick by Scott, trying to find Dobson on the far hand side. It's come off the head of Bowman, and it must have flicked off the head of Dobson after that as well, because it's gone out for a throw to Chippenham. So we're keeping our eye on some of these bits. We won't keep you up to date with any of the things coming from other games. We'll just try and keep our eye on this and make sure that the sound here works. It's a throw on the far hand side for Bowman. Bowman comes off Dobson again, and it's out for another throw. And this time a long throw by Chippenham, trying to find Pratt, headed away by Nisbet, will come through to Togwell. Togwell lofts the ball forward. Bowman first to the ball for Chippenham, only as far as Dunn. Dunn plays the ball in towards Webb. Webb can't control it, and it breaks here to Felix. Felix with a lovely little ball into Ferguson. Ferguson trying to find the run of Pratt. Pratt trying to go past Hollis. Hollis does well to go in and slide and get the ball, but it's going to go out for a corner now. Hollis does well to keep the ball in there and then clears the ball down the line, trying to find Gavin Jones. Gavin Jones trying to hold the ball up, but robbed by the ball by the Chippenham captain Tyndall. Tyndall makes a run, but loses out towards Togwell. In here towards Nathan Webb, back out towards Fraser. Fraser with the ball forwards, trying to find a run of Flood. Flood's in between two, does well to control the ball, and plays it in here to Dobson. He shoots! Oh! What a goal! Oh, it's not a goal, is it? He must have been offside. No, it's not a goal. It's not. It's not a goal. It's not a goal. It's gone over. I think it's offside. So, yes, looked like a great strike there, but there's a decision there from the linesman that, but there you go. We'll see. It's 0-0 still. So there you go. 11 minutes gone, and it's Chitty with the long kick, aimed again towards Sandow, up against Nisbet. Nisbet just gets the better of that first one. Ball played into the box, and Scott just has to come out first for Slough to get to the ball. A little bit of miscommunication between him and Hollis. Pratt there was just dying to get in and just get a little touch, but Slough finally meant to clear. It's out for a throw for Chippenham by the home dugout, which is about 10 yards inside the Slough half, and the sun beating down on that far hand side. Slough managed to clear, comes through to Flood. Flood heads the ball into the path of Webb. Webb does well to win the ball for Slough. Splits in here through to Flood. Flood out here towards Gavin James. Gavin James will try and play it back in towards Flood. Keeper comes up. Flood goes round. And can he score though? He's gone too far. It's blocked on the line. And it was Bowman of all players, the right back, just stood in the right place. It's hit him and bounced up into the arms of Chitty, and Chitty clears long, but it goes straight through to Mark Scott. Scott rolls the ball out here. Slough with two good chances here. Ball chipped forward here, trying to find Dobson. Dobson now on the right hand side, headed by Tyndall, heads the ball away. It's a throw to Slough, quickly taken by Fraser in towards Togwell. Togwell just holding the ball, gives it to Fraser, gets the ball back, just wading around, plays the ball there, looking for Gavin James, but spotted here by the left back Felix. Felix up towards the number 11 Jones, and Jones plays the ball down, and again Chippenham just looking for that ball over the top, but Pratt would need the world's fastest motorbike to grab hold of that one, and he can't get there, and it's gone all the way through again to Mark Scott, and Scott just kicks the ball a couple of feet outside of his box and then launches a long kick down. Tyndall's underneath it, gets a shot from his goalkeeper, good goalkeeping there, gets the ball back, and it's gone into the arms of goalkeeper Darren Chitty, who could double up as a steward today. He's wearing his bright orange outfit, so he's just rolled the ball a little bit far out and kicked the ball out a little bit far out. He's just waiting for a Slough player to close him down. Aims the ball forwards again, looking for Sandow. Sandow up against Nisbet. Sandow wins that first header, but Dunn's first to the ball and comes through to Webb. Webb just takes it on his thigh. Good control there by Nathan Webb. Flicks the ball out here to Fraser. Fraser with the ball down, trying to find Gavin James. Gavin James on the up against the left back Felix. Gavin James just holding the ball up, looking for an option, or tries to flick it past Felix, but Felix does roll. Good defending there by the left back, and then Pratt flicks the ball on this time. But Nisbet's there first for Slough, and then Ferguson wins the next flick on. It's going to come through to Gavin James. He can't get the ball. It's come through to Felix. Just lofts the ball high in the air, and a good intelligent header there by Togwell. Heads it into the path of Sean Fraser. Fraser now trying to find Gavin James. Oh, Gavin James trying to hold the ball and flick it into the path of Nathan Webb, but a little bit too far in front there. And it's out for a throw to Chippenham. So it's a throw here for Felix. Level really with his 18-yard line with a throw down the first. Slough win that first header, but headed away by Tyndall. Togwell wins it for Slough, gives it to Dunn, but Dunn's robbed of the ball here by Horgan. But Horgan loses out to Nathan Webb. Now Webb in the right midfield position here, just holds the ball out, gives it to Simon Dunn. Dunn looks up, shoots, hits a lovely shot. Well saved though by Darren Chitty. in the Chippenham goal. Been the busier of the two goalkeepers today here, and good safe hands by the goalkeeper, who in that meeting earlier on in the season finished 3-3, saved a penalty from Charlie Moonan. It was a fantastic save as well. He's keeping up with some good goalkeeping here. Ball's been flicked on the far hand side by Smith, but Pratt is adjudged to have been in an offside position. I think that's an offside he's given it for, and it is an offside. It's a free kick to the Rebels. Mark Scott will take it halfway inside the Slough half. 15 minutes gone here, and it's 0-0. And Scott with the ball forwards again, trying to look for Dobson, and it's again come off Dobson's head. It's out for a throw to Chippenham, which Dan Bowman will take. Bowman level with the 18-yard box for Chippenham, just waiting for a bit of movement in front of him. And still waiting for that movement. Throws the ball long. It's going to be flicked on. It comes through to Nathan Smart. Nathan Smart just lofts that ball, trying to get a bit further forward. Comes into the centre to Ferguson. Ferguson's ball up here and hooked on by Smith. Only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet's ball will break here kindly to Dobson. Dobson evades a challenge well. Breaks into the centre of the box. Goes past another, trying to get through. It's onto his right foot. Gives it to James. James cuts inside. Shoots with his left. Is blocked again off the line. Oh, Chippenham are living dangerously. Ball still here with Sean Fraser. Chips the ball in, but this time it's good safe goalkeeping. And this time it was Tyndall, the captain, who was on the line to block that Gavin James effort as James cut inside and fired with his left foot. And it took a deflection, but Tyndall on the line blocks it. So Chippenham living dangerously here at Arbour Park in these first 16 minutes. Slough in the better of the two teams. Ball up here to Sandell. Oh, Sandell, really good control. Plays it in here, and it's a full ball. And it was Guy Hollis who's had to come across there. Lovely play by Chippenham. Sandell did really well to hold that ball up and played it out on the far hand side. And it's a corner now to Chippenham. And Jones will be the player that goes across to take this for them. And we'll just wait to see if that corner comes in. We're just waiting for... It's literally right underneath the sun. And the ball comes all the way through from that corner, and Mark Scott has to dive at the feet of Smith, and long ball kick here forwards, looking for Nathan Webb. Webb does well, holds the ball up, trying to flick it into the path of Chris Flood, but Tyndall's there for Chippenham. Bow will play forwards, it will break here to Ferguson. Ferguson plays it on, looking for Sandell, and Nisbet just waiting for the ball to come down. Sandell, Nisbet still battling on the penalty area, but Nisbet does well, comes back and heads the ball back into the arms of grateful goalkeeper Mark Scott. Here immediately launches a long kick down the field, trying to find Gavin James. It's Bowman who's first to the ball, flicks it into the path of Horgan. Horgan on the right hand midfield position, plays the ball in, trying to find Sandell. Hollis sticks the foot out and blocks the ball, comes in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn spreads it out here to Fraser. Fraser can bring the ball forward. All goes past another challenge. Still running with the ball is Fraser. Just loses, there was no one in front of him. Played it out towards Dunn. Dunn in towards Togwell. Just inside the Chippenham half, back towards Dunn. Dunn trying to play the ball forward. Well spotted there by Richards, who powers a header away, and Chippenham with the ball forward, looking for Sandell. Also, Slough a little bit caught, and Mark Scott on the edge of his area does well to block a shot from Sandell. Sandell tried to loft it over him. Good chance there for Chippenham. Good goalkeeping, and both good keepers around up top. Oh, but Slough got the ball back with... Okay, so hopefully we're back on. Just a few little problems occurring here, so we'll just try and keep going as we can. Ball's been headed back here by Fraser. Still 0-0. We've played 21 minutes of the game here. Still Slough Town 0, Chippenham 0, but long kick again by Mark Scott. Flicking on by Dobson. Cleared by Richards, the centre back. Only as far as Togwell. Togwell with the first header. Wins it, comes through to Nathan Webb. Webb spreads the ball here to Fraser. Fraser cuts inside, being chased down by Pratt. In towards Togwell. Togwell on that halfway line. Then flicks it into the ball to Nathan Smart. Nathan Smart playing left back today. And just gets tackled there by Matt Smith. Is out for a throw for the Rebels. They're going to take it quickly, Slough, in towards Togwell. Togwell just into Smart. Smart just again closed down. And the ball will come through. And it's another throw for the Rebels. And again taken quickly. Dobson flicks this one on towards Gavin James. Gavin James down the side. Gets a cross in low from Dobson, and it's pushed away though by Chippenham. And there's a shot there, and it's taken a deflection from Slough. It's a corner to the Rebels, their first corner of the game. And finally, the Slough fans behind that goal make a little bit of noise here. And Dobson will go over, as usual, to take this dead ball situation. And it's going to be an outswinging corner for the Rebels. Slough just making a little bit. Watch for Nisbet going to the back post. Nisbet will go there. It's been drilled towards him. And he shoots, but he shoots it totally in the wrong direction. Comes back out towards Togwell. Togwell will split it back out to Dobson. Dobson gets another chance to put a boots in. Cross in, volleyed away with some power there by Richards, and it's out for a throw to Slough. And Slough have gone back a little bit further there. And it's a throw to Slough, 10 yards inside their own half. Apologies again for the lack of sound that we're losing here. It's just a little bit of a loose connection, unfortunately, on the laptop. And hopefully we'll try and sort it out during half time. So bear with us till then. We've got about halfway through the half. It's another throw to Slough. This time Slough are going to send forward Guy Hollis for a long throw into the box. This one's around about 20 yards away from goal. So Slough will just send forward Nisbet as well, the centre back, just to add some height into this attack for the Rebels. Waiting for this Hollis throw to come in on that far hand side. Hollis just winds up, puts this long throw into the box. It will come through to Nisbet, won by Tyndall, but it will come back out towards Hollis, and the referee says there's a foul there, so it's a free kick to Chippenham inside their penalty area. So again, apologies if you are losing a little bit of sound there. It's just a few little problems we're having with this new setup that we've got, so my apologies. And we'll try and just keep it going and see what we can do at half time. So long kick here by Chitty, trying to find Sendell. It's one come through to Smart. Smart just smacks the ball straight down the pitch. Flood's underneath it and Tyndall's underneath it. He's heads it across to his left back Felix. Felix clears, but only as far as Ferguson. Ferguson's robbed here by Simon Dunn, and Chippenham get the ball back with Jones. Jones still with the ball, dinks the ball in here for Smith. Smith being closed down here by James Dobson. Good defending there by the left back, and Dobson bringing the ball forward in towards Simon Dunn. Just overruns it, and Tyndall just dives in a little bit there and clears the ball, but all the way down to Mark Scott in the Slough goal. Scott just hits that long ball forward, trying to find Flood. Flood heads it into the path of James, and the referee has judged that Chris Flood has fouled, not the linesman on this near hand side. It's a free kick to Chippenham, and for a foul there by Chris Flood, and Darren Chitty will take this scoreless here at Arbour Park. 24.5 minutes gone. Slough Town 0, Chippenham 0. Slough have a couple of good chances, some efforts cleared off the line, but a good chance for Chippenham as well. So long ball forward, it's come through here to Pratt. Pratt holds the ball up at his feet, just on the D of the circle, plays it out towards Ferguson. Ferguson spreads the ball out to Smith. Smith just ball goes a little bit behind him, has to come back and get the ball up against Smart, gets a chance to put a cross in. Sandell with the header, but it's just wide of the goal there, and Mark Scott has plenty of time to come back and gather that ball, and tries to flick a quick kick out here towards Nathan Webb. Webb takes a touch into the path of Sean Fraser. Fraser with the ball down the line, only as far as Felix, the left back, who's got plenty of time to control the ball into the path of Jones. Jones up towards Sandell, well spotted by Hollis, and now Hollis Beckenbauer is bringing the ball forwards up towards Gavin James. James just holding the ball up well, turns still with the ball into Nathan Webb on the right midfield position. Webb just comes back and plays it in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell spreads it out here to Nathan Smart, playing in that left back position. Stonehouse on the bench today. Ball forwards to Gavin James. Gavin James holds the ball up well, turns to 25 yards away from goal on the left hand side, still running with the ball up here against Smith, and Smith does really well to clear, but only as far as Nathan Smart. Smart looks at poor ball by him, tries to pick out Webb. In fact, he picks out Fraser, so Fraser then in turn finds Webb. Webb just looking to play the ball in. He's got Fraser on the overlap. Fraser's there. Ball played in towards Fraser. It's Tyndall first to the ball for Chippenham with a long clearance up towards Sandell. Sandell beat into the ball by Hollis. Come back out here to Nathan Webb. Webb still with the ball. He's just been closed down here. Looks for Sean Fraser. Still in an advanced position. Back towards Dunn. Dunn to Webb. Now just passing the ball nicely. Giving it to Dunn. Dunn in towards James. James trying to hold the ball up. Ball will come back out towards Dobson. Dobson trying to flick it into Flood. Flood on the edge of the box, trying to turn against Bowman. Just loses the ball, and then Richards will clear, and he plays it out towards Pratt. Pratt back heels the ball, gets a lucky deflection, still runs with the ball, and then on the far hand side it's Smith with the ball, trying to release Sandow down that far hand side, but Hollis is there for Slough. Bowes back to his goalkeeper, and Scott under a little bit of pressure clears a long ball down the field. Well flicked on by Flood, but headed away by the right back Bowman. Comes into the centre where Togwell and Horgan both jump for the ball. 6 of one, half a dozen the other, and it's a free kick to Chippenham. And it's a free kick dead inside the centre circle, almost on the halfway line. And it's Tyndall, the Chippenham captain, standing over this free kick for the Greens, as they are today, in all green. He's just waiting for some movement in front of him. He's the only player inside his own half, apart from the goalkeeper, obviously. Ball play forwards into the box, trying to find Richards, but it's come through to Nathan Smart. Nathan Smart just bundled in the back there by Dave Pratt, and that's a free kick to Slough. And still 0-0 here at Arbour Park, and the sun's still beating down into our commentary position. And again, looks like a half decent crowd here for Slough today. I guess it's roughly about the 500-600 mark. We'll get confirmation of that. As a long ball down, looking again for Dobson. Dobson flicks on, trying to find Flood, but Richards is there, clears it and puts it on top of that new stand that will be opened in May, apparently. No, we've had a final confirmation that it'll be handed over to the council on May the 5th. Slough with the throw. Nathan Smart with it. Gets it to Dobson. Back towards Nathan Smart. In towards Togwell. Togwell under pressure from Pratt. Ball called finally to Smart. Plays the ball into the box, but Slough can't get in there. And an easy take there by the Chippenham goalkeeper, Darren Chitty, who's made a couple of good saves today. And been thankful for some very good defending off his line. As plays the ball for Sandow, flicking the ball on. Again, comes through though to Fraser. Fraser's ball is high into the sunny edge. Oh, lovely little takedown by Chris Flood there. In towards Webb. Webb plays it in towards Dunn. So now with a little bit of passing. Comes through to Flood, who's made a little bit more movement. In towards Dunn. Dunn can turn. Plays it in towards Togwell. Togwell in an advanced position. Plays it out to Smart. Oh, just a little bit behind. And Smart tries to do a scorpion kick to keep hold of the ball, but can't keep hold of it, and it's out for a throw to Chippenham. They're just going to slowly take a little bit of time here, Chippenham, as Bowman, the right back, goes to take this throw on the far hand side. Again, throws the ball on. It's cleared well by Togwell. Up towards Flood. Flood beaten to the ball by Richards. It will come through here to the left back, Felix. Felix plays the ball forwards again, trying to find the two strikers for Chippenham, who are high in the scoring charts in the league. Ball's broken through here to Fraser. Fraser flicks it to Nathan Webb. Webb will play the ball here, looking for the run of Gavin James. Gavin James up against Tyndall, and just treads on the ball. Tyndall just out-muscling James there, but James comes back and tries to win the ball back. And the two of them, just a bit of push in there. Simon Darden comes across, and in the end it's come off their Slough player for a throw to Chippenham. The fans in the that position right by the linesman seem to think that that was a wrong decision, but it's a throw to Chippenham. Almost by the 18-yard line. Felix, the left back, will be the player that takes his throw, and just lost it forward. Sandow flicks it on towards Pratt. Both balls still inside the Chippenham half. Comes through to Ferguson. Ferguson spreads it out to Horgan. In towards Smith. Smith now with the ball running forwards. Makes a bit of space in towards Pratt. Pratt trying to play the ball out for Ferguson on the far hand side, but Slough clear through Dobson, out as far as Richards. Richards in with the ball here to Bowman. Bowman in an advanced position. First time we've really seen him this far up the pitch for Chippenham. Up against Nathan Smart. Running down that side. Hits it straight at Smart. It's out for a throw. And it's a throw to Chippenham, around about 25 yards away from the Slough goal. They're just going to leave the ball here for the number 11, Matt Jones, to come across and take this throw. And it's actually is it a free kick? Oh, for some reason the referee's given a free kick to Chippenham. I don't see the reason why. It's a free kick. It stands about 30 yards away. It's going to be played deep into the box. Sandow goes down under the challenge of James Dobson, but the ball comes through to Mark Scott. And Scott will clear long, trying to get Slough on the attack, but that's a long clearance all the way through to Darren Chitty in the Chippenham goal. And Chitty just rolls the ball out here to Bowman. Bowman brings it up to looking for Horgan, but Dobson's in there first for Slough. It's out for a throw to Chippenham, 10 yards inside their own half. Bowman again, the right back, to take the ball. Flicked on again by Sandow. Finds Pratt this time, but Nisbet gets in there first. Ooh, Smart clears and just gets clattered by two Chippenham players here. And the referee's going to have a word with Sandow, I think it is. Is it Pratt? It's Pratt here. I don't understand why, but I don't think it was Pratt that actually made the foul here. But the referee stopped the game just to have a word with the Chippenham number 9, Dave Pratt. And he's just waiting for... He's just going to call over the Chippenham captain, Greg Tyndall, just to have a word with him as well. So we'll see how we go. And yeah, the referee's just having a chat with Tyndall, telling Pratt just to calm down. I don't actually see what Pratt's done wrong, unless it's something that he's actually said. Because I don't think he's actually committed any fouls as such. So it could just be that Pratt has said something maybe a little bit out of context. The referee's just come over and said, keep an eye on your man. And it's a free kick to Slough, taken by Scott inside his own half, looking for Nathan Webb. Webb here trying to he gets a lucky ricochet ball, falls at his feet here, 25 yards away from... he's got Fraser on the overlap. Fraser plays the ball in, but it's hit Felix, and it's out for a throw to Slough. And finally the Slough fans, after 33 minutes, give a little blast of the Rebels, and Hollis will come across to take this long throw for Slough. This one's around about 8 or 9 yards away from the corner flag here for Slough. In fact, he's actually going to take it quite close to the corner flag, even though I don't think it went off there. Long throw into the box, trying to find Dobson. Dobson flicks the ball on. James tries to head it towards goal. It's headed away by Richards. Comes to the edge of the box where Nisbet flicks the ball in. Hooked clear by Bowman in mid-air. Comes out towards Togwell. Togwell takes a touch. In towards Nisbet, who's playing almost as a left winger. Loses the ball to Pratt. Pratt trying to find the run of Sandell. Second leading goal scorer in the league, but Nathan Smart's there for Slough. Plays it in towards Scott. Scott takes a touch and then clears under pressure. And his clearance only goes as far as Felix. Felix in here to Jones. Jones back towards Felix. The left back going forwards. Gives it to Sandow, but forced Sandow to stretch, and then Slough clear through Mark Scott with the ball played back, and then flicked on. Looking for Flood, and Tyndall will go back to his goalkeeper. Chitty. James will chase it down, but nothing happens, and it's cleared by Chitty. It must have come off Nathan Smart's head last. It's a throw to Chippenham, 5 or 6 yards inside the Slough half. Taken quickly with the throw, but Nisbet first for Slough. In towards Togwell. Dobson. Dobson trying to go it alone. Richards comes across there, and Dobson's judged to have caught Richards there, as Richards just jumped in the air as he cleared the ball, just to kind of avoid the challenge coming in. And just... the referee, is he going to give a yellow card? He's going to give the first yellow card of the game. First yellow card of the game to James Dobson on 35 minutes. And it is Dobson that gets the yellow card. It's a bit of an innocuous challenge there, but there we go. It's It is a yellow card. It's a free kick to Chippenham, just a foot inside the Chippenham half. And we're just waiting for this free kick to come in. It's going to be Tyndall, the captain, to take the free kick into the box. Driven hard, but all the way through to Mark Scott, who takes that comfortably well. And then leashes the ball forwards. James up against Felix. And... they both miss it. It comes back through to Tyndall, who come across there, plays the ball up, hits Pratt on the hand, ball to hand a little bit there, but it certainly moved the ball in direction away, and it's a free kick to the Rebels. 36 minutes gone here. Still Slough Town 0, Chippenham 0. And Fraser will take this throw. Long free kick, in towards Flood, headed away by Richards. Togwell will head the ball back in. Richards with a little hand in the back there. Where's Spotty Bear a referee for once? And Richards really did put a little hand in the back of Simon Dunn as he went to clear the ball. I don't really think that Richards needs to do it, because Richards is a solid defender, very good in the air. He was up against Simon Dunn, who's not the tallest of players. But it's a free kick to Slough. Now this is James Dobson territory. This is around about, I'd say, 27, 20 yards away. We'll see where the referee lines them all up. This will be look at that. I should be a carpet fitter. It's 29 yards away from the goal. The ball just outside the edge of the area, one step away. So it's a free kick to Slough. Central position here for Slough. Dobson will stand over this free kick for Slough. Is he going to shoot? He does. And yeah, less said about that, the better. It's actually stuck in the net. Unfortunately, not the net in the back of the goal. It's stuck in the net on top of the stands. So that ball was hit high, wide, and not so handsome. And we'll just wait for the ball to come back in before the game will restart. The game will start with a goal kick by Darren Chitty. And Chitty just taking his time with this goal kick for Chippenham. Hits it long again, aimed towards Sandell, and Nisbet gets the flick on it, comes through to Pratt. Pratt tries to hold the ball up, immediately closed down. Oh, ball breaks kindly, but Fraser comes across there. Ball break kindly for Ferguson. Comes out now on the far hand side to Matt Smith, trying to play it into the left back Felix, but well spread by Gavin James. Brings into Webb. Webb just flicks it back into the path for James to carry on his run. James just cuts back inside, gives it towards Togbell. Very ready, comes out of that little centre circle area. He's given the ball here to Webb. Back in towards Togbell. Togbell immediately closed down. Ball in towards Dunn. Dunn towards Webb. Slough just keeping the ball a little bit here with Hollis. Spreads it into Nathan Smart. Smart's got a little bit of space here now if he wants to bring the ball forwards. He's brought it forwards about 20 yards. Still running with the ball. Got the ball at his feet. Plays it. Trying to find the run of Togbell, who I said doesn't get forwards. This time he did get forwards, but a little bit too far in front. Chippenham have the ball with Matt Smith. Smith finds Matt Jones inside the centre circle towards Pratt. Pratt with a heavy touch, but still controls the ball well. Gives it here to the right back Bowman. Bowman looking for the ball into the box, trying to find the run of Ferguson. Ferguson does well to get to the ball first. Gets a cross in, but too close to Mark Scott, and Scott bowls the ball out for Webb, trying to get Slough onto the attack immediately here. Webb trying to find Chris Flood, well spotted though by Richards, and Richards now brings the ball forwards for Chippenham, 20-30 yards, but now just rolls the ball down the line looking for Dave Pratt. Pratt inside the box trying to find Jones, and then it's Ferguson, sorry, who's got the ball. Backing out towards Pratt. Pratt would look to put the ball in. Just hits it a little bit behind number 11 Jones, and the other number 11 for Slough, Nathan Webb, chases it. Comes through to Felix. Felix plays it in. And it's a free kick here to Chippenham. And again, Guy Hollis with a little push in the back on Andy Sandell. Didn't need to do the foul because he'd actually won the ball, and it's a free kick now for Chippenham. And again, dangerous position. This one's kind of like level with the tram line of the 6-yard box, but around about 23-24 yards out. We'll see where he lines them up. But roughly that kind of position. So still 0-0 here at Arbour Park. Chippenham now looking to break the deadlock with this free kick. It's Sandell and Smith standing over this free kick for the Bluebirds, I believe their nickname is, but they're all in green. So I don't know if they're the blue-green birds today or the green birds or whatever, but still waiting for this free kick to come in. The referee just watching a little bit of pushing and shoving going on. Blows his whistle. It's Sandell that takes it, goes for goal, and again clears not only the crossbar but almost clears the stand. And 2 free kicks, one from either side, both lacking any real quality today, unfortunately. And it remains 0-0. And a little bit of break in play as Mark Scott takes his time. 40 minutes gone here at Arbour Park, as the fans start to make their way round to the T-bar. There's a long kick here by Scott, trying to find Flood. Flood just stood there, and the referee says that that's a foul. I can't understand that myself. Flood just stood there. It was Ferguson who jumped for it, and it was a free kick. Ball play forward. Sandell rises high well, gives the ball here to Pratt. Pratt on the edge of the area, tries to turn, brings it out on the far hand side to Smith. Smith takes a shot wide at the left-hand side of the goal. Mark Scott had it covered with his dive, but it was wide of the goal, and out for a goal kick. And apart from that early bit of spell that Slough had in the first 20 minutes where they kind of dominated the game, had a couple of efforts well saved and cleared off the line, it's been a bit of a bitty game here today. The weather, as the sun's just trying to come down into that position just to give us a little bit of a respite. Long kick by Scott has gone out of play. It's a throw to Chippenham right by the away dugout, thrown in by Bowman. Flicked on again by Sandell, but can't keep it inbounds. And it's out for a throw to the Rebels. Rebels take the throw quickly in towards Togwell. Togwell spreads it to the right back Fraser. Back in towards Togwell, who can advance with the ball. Plays it here looking for Gavin James. Spreaded there by Felix, but Togwell's first to the ball for Slough. Then dinks the ball down the line looking for Nathan Webb. Webb quite advanced. Just cuts inside here. Oh, and Tyndall takes a slip there. Plays it in towards Togwell on the edge of the box. Back in towards Fraser. Fraser will break to the byline. Gets a cross in. It's well defended by Horgan. Come through to Ferguson, who clears up the line here for Pratt. Pratt just well to hold the ball up, then plays it down the line to Jones. Jones with a long ball down, giving something for Sandow to chase, but Nisbet's there for Slough. Good clearance, only as far as Pratt. Pratt heads it in towards Ferguson. Ferguson flicks the ball on, looking for Jones, and comes through. He gets a lucky rebound. Ball falls from nicely. He takes a shot from about 25 yards, but again, a little bit over the top of the goal and almost the stand, and it remains 0-0 for about 2.5 minutes plus whatever the referee will add on for any stoppages. I don't think there's been any apart from that booking. So still 0-0 here, and we're almost getting there today. Long kick again by Slough, aimed towards Scott. Richards there. Scott aimed towards Dobson. It's headed away by Richards, out for a throw. And we're very lucky to have sitting next to us Wickham Air, who are a little local radio station, who have just come down because there's not many games on today. I think there's only us and Maindale Rugby Club, but because they play on a 3G pitch as well, so they seem to be the only games around at the moment that are on in the local area. So they popped down to Arbour Park, their first visit here, to broadcast for their fans around the Wickham area. It's not missing much here. It's a throw to Chippenham, 10 yards away from the halfway line, inside their own half. Again, right back Bowman takes it again, aimed at Sandow, and Sandow wins the ball again. And kind of ricochet forward, Chippenham comes through to Pratt, but Nisbet gets to touch in and plays it in towards Togwell. Togwell towards Webb. Webb now, he looked out trying to play in James, but well spotted by the left back Felix. Some good defending. Slough still with the ball with Dunn. Now tries to find Dobson. Dobson could see the ball got a deflection, wasn't going to reach him. Smart heads the ball on over the head of, of course, falls kindly to Gavin Jones. Just beat into the ball by Richard. It'll come through to Togwell. Togwell, it goes down so easily. That's a poor. That's got to be a dive by Togwell, I'm afraid. As the ball's headed away by Nisbet. Dunn rises high to win it, but only as far as Smith. Smith with the ball down the line for Pratt to chase, but Smart's there for Slough. He just guides out of play. It's a throw to Slough on that far hand side, about 6 or 7 yards away from the corner flag. And Nathan Smart will take the throw for Slough deep inside their own half. Tries to get a bit of distance on the throw. It's been flicked on. The referee seems to think that there's a foul there. And there's a hair on my gloves. Not one of mine, because I haven't got any, that's for sure. And it's going to be a free kick to Slough. Halfway inside their own half, but on the far left-hand side, Mark Scott will go across to take this kick for Slough, just to try and get a bit of distance on it. Still 0-0 as we break into the last 15 seconds of the first half. Scott plays the ball down. It's headed away, though, by Jones for Chippenham. Smart just ducks underneath. He gets a little push in the back there by Dave Pratt, and it's a silly... He's got to be careful here, because he has been spoken to by the referee, and I think he's going to get... Pratt will get the second yellow card, and that's good refereeing by the referee. I haven't got the thing with his name on it, unfortunately, but he clearly gave Dave Pratt a warning early on in the game. Had his captain come over as well, told him that he'd been doing silly little fouls, and that's a yellow card for persistent fouling. Good refereeing by the referee today, and as always, the way when we get a referee who's good, I can't see his name. I could have a look, but I've got a funny feeling it's going to be very difficult to pronounce. And it's a free kick to Slough. It's going to be taken by Nathan Smart, 5 yards inside the Slough half. And everyone just lined up on the 18-yard box of the Chippenham half. That's where they're expecting the ball to go. Referee and linesman just having a chat on the far hand side, which is why there's no free kick coming yet. And the referee signals for this free kick to come in. It's been drilled in. Headed away, though, by Smith. Only as far as Togwell. Togwell does well to win the ball back on that far hand side. Gives it here to Dobson. Dobson looks up, gets a cross in. Over Smart, James, and it's Horgan in the end who clears. Only as far as Nathan Smart. In towards Simon Dunn. Dunn back towards Fraser. Fraser loops the ball high in the air. Gavin James can't get underneath it. Richards with the header away. And then Slough win the header. It's come through to Nisbet. Spreads it here to Nathan Webb. Webber play it back into Nisbet, who's continued his run. Still, he doesn't know what to do. He's never this far up the pitch. Nisbet didn't know what to do there, and Flood tries to chase it down. The ball had gone out of play for a goal kick. And the ball just broke kindly there for Mark Nisbet, and he just... I think he forgot what to do with it. That's what. If it had been a strike, you maybe would have seen something a little bit different, but Nisbet's not used to being that far up the field unless it's a corner. And Slough couldn't make the best of that chance. It's out for a goal kick. It's 0-0, 47 minutes gone of this first half, so I'm sure the referee will be blowing up fairly soon. A minute for each yellow card, I would guess. And Chitty with the kick. Sandow beaten to the ball by Togwell. It's headed away though by Horgan. Nisbet with the flicked header, trying to find Nathan Smart. Smart first to the ball, but his ball is blocked by Smith, and Smith can now run at the Slough defence. Goes past one. Togwell comes across for Slough. Ball's with Pratt on the edge of the area, up against Nathan Smart. Oh, he goes down. Is that a penalty? Ooh, that's a good call for a penalty there for Chippenham. Dave Pratt certainly turned Nathan Smart. Smart just leant on him a little bit. Maybe the referee said he doesn't have full control of the ball, but that's a very good penalty shout, which the referee deems not to be, and then decides that that's the end of the first half. Blows up. It's 0-0 here between Slough Town and Chippenham at half time. And there we go. That is the first half. My apologies, obviously, for a little bit of break and play. We've got a new setup here, and I might bore you with it in a little bit, but with what was going on. But hopefully it's all back on now, and you can hear us. So we'll try and have a look and see what's going on with some of the other games in our league. And there's not many. We've got Banbury 1, St Neots 1. That's a half time, with us obviously travelling to St Neots on Tuesday evening, with the weather permitting. And it's Kettering 0, Merthyr 2 is a half time in one of the other games. And Redditch, I believe, are losing to Biggleswade in the only other game. St Ives is the other game, but I haven't seen anything from them, so we'll see how it goes. A Green Day blasting out of the stereo here today. About time someone put a bit of class music on. And there you go. So apologies about the little bit of problem with the sound earlier on. We've got a new setup, and we'll try and just maybe explain a little bit about it to you in a bit. So just to let you know that today Slough have been arranging a fundraiser for Frame Football. Now, Frame Football is for young kids who can't walk properly, and they use like a Zimmer frame or crutches and that kind of stuff. So Slough doing a fundraiser for that here today. So fans have given generously to the cause, and we've sort of left the stopwatch running there. So there you go. So hopefully you apart from the sound going, we've got a new setup here where we've had a problem with the internet provider, unfortunately, and just give me 2 seconds a sec. Okay. So apologies, I was just getting a little bit of news there from our supporters trust about some up and coming games here for Slough. So obviously this Tuesday, with the weather permitting, bearing in mind obviously there is a real sharp frost around at the moment, and pitches are freezing up. If everything is fine, then there will be a game on Tuesday night. Slough will be away at St Neots. It should be fine for us to broadcast. It's not the best of places actually. The first time we went to St Neots, we were actually broadcasting from a tunnel, not like the Blackwall tunnel or the what's the Channel tunnel, nothing like that, but just like a player's tunnel. We were broadcasting through there, and when it started raining, everything got wet, and because we were outside. When last season we were sat almost in the director's box with the director of St Neots, so we should be fine for that one. We'll hopefully broadcast it. Hopefully the problems that we've got and had in the first half will hopefully be sorted. Then after that, again, we are away next Saturday to current league leaders Leamington, whose game has been postponed today. So we will be there. So now, if you do want to go to any of these games and you want to go via the Supporters Trust, there are two coaches running. So to St Neots on Tuesday night, the coach will leave the Wexham Park. That's the old stadium at Wexham Park, and it will leave there from 5:30. The Saturday game at Leamington, the coach will leave at 12 o'clock noon. So those are the two times for the coaches. I can tell you that the referee is Mr. Damith Bandara, and his two assistants are Zek Jacquart and Dominic Winter. So those are the officials today. So Mr. Bandara is the referee who's had a fairly good game, and we're just because Wickham are on it, and they're just having a little chat here as well with some people here. They're not used to coming to places where there's a crowd. And let's go see if we find some of the Southern League scores, see if what we've got. Banbury versus St Neots is 1-1. Kettering 0, Merthyr 2. Kings Lynn 0, Weymouth 3. That's a journey and a half, and a good result so far. Redditch 0, Biggleswade 2. Slough 0, Chippenham 0. And St Ives 1, Kings Langley 0. Those are the latest scores so far in the Southern Premier League. So there you go, those are your up-to-date scores. Just to let you know that Slough have on their bench James Granger, who, if he comes on, will be making his debut for the Rebels. He's signed, I believe, from Eastleigh. I'm not sure if it's if he's signed permanently or if it's a loan. I don't know if those details are actually whether it's a full thing or just a loan signing. So I don't know. Maybe that'll be made a little bit clear. And hopefully, I believe he's a very good player. He played a couple of times for Poole Town in the season. Earlier in the season, played 4 times in the league and scored 2 goals. And we'll see if he gets the chance to come on and see how it goes. So I have got Warren Harris named on the bench, but I don't think Warren Harris is fully fit at the moment, so I doubt if we'll see him on. I'll run through the two teams again just when they come out, just to see if there are any changes between the two sides. And just to give you a little view that the ground here at Slough, the new stand that's been built on that far hand side, it's got a lot of cladding on the outside now, and the glass has all been put in. The doors, the upper doors have been put in as well, so they're up and running. And there's a lot of bits been done to the ground, so it's coming along quite nicely. And we're just there's a few other little bits to do. The reason it's taken a little bit longer is that behind the stand where we're situated is a sports hall and dance studio and some classrooms that are being built for St Joseph's School, which is behind us. They still haven't been completed yet at the moment. And so that's why it's taking. They've got to finish those off first, because they need to do those before they will come back and do the finish the ground here. So that's why it's going to take a little bit of time. So speaking to a council official earlier today, they said that the handover for the ground will be on May the 5th, and then the council will then obviously fit out the bar area with the pumps and whatever and whatever. So those are the bits. So the ground mostly won't be ready. If we do happen to be in the playoff position and are at home, that bar mostly won't be ready, because I believe that the playoff dates are the 1st of May. The finals the 1st of May. So there you go. So we'll see how those go. So we've got a couple of little things there going on. So we've had a bit of a problem with Rebels Radio. So as it's half time, and I know you're not actually listening anyway, so it makes no difference. But for those of you who remember that just before Christmas, Mick Newton, who was the chairman of my football club, who was one of the sponsors of the Rebels Radio here, passed away. Now, he was paying for the data allowance that we use to broadcast data, because obviously you've got to stream it, this broadcast upstream, not upstream, but up something. You people know what I'm on about already, don't you? Don't sit there laughing at me going, what's he on about? You know what upload or upstream stuff, and unfortunately his daughter wants to carry on paying for it, but the company who provided the data via a SIM card, so a phone company, decided to cancel that subscription without actually telling anyone, which is standard practice when someone passes away. But they didn't bother telling us. So 2 Saturdays ago, over at St Ives, St Ives very kindly lent us their internet for us to broadcast, and then we've been able to try and get some other bits, and we've had a bit of a problem, and then we've got a little box. Now, sometimes I'm not a very good technology person, but the previous hub that we had that picked up the internet was like the size of a pineapple. There you go. So that's kind of like the thing you have to imagine is, and we used it in broadcast, and it picks up things, so it was great. So we've moved to a 4G SIM, and then we've got a little 4G mobile Wi-Fi unit, which is what we're using today for the first time, and it's tiny. It's about, I don't know, it's about the size. If you put 2 fingers together, it's almost be the size of that. 763, did he say? I think he's just announced the crowd here today as 763. It's either 763 or 753, one of the two. But more than 700, less than 800. There you go. So that's there you go. So we've had a bit of a problem with the radio today, which is why you're getting a little bit of loss of sound. But we're hopefully from now on it'll be fine, and we'll get everything sorted. So again, apologies for the fact that we've had a bit of a broken broadcast early in this first half. Hopefully it'll be alright for the second half. It's because the computer's a little bit old, the laptop it plays up a little bit. It doesn't like the fact that it can't be flat, and there's no flat level surface here. Obviously when that new stand is built, we'll be having a proper little press box in there, so things will be a little bit better than that, and it will be sorted for next season. So there we go. We'll just hang in on there. We're just going to see Kettering's second half has already started. They go. Official attendance was 753 here at Arbour Park as the Slough players just come in. We'll just keep an eye out to see if there are any substitutions for either side. So 753 was the attendance here today, and a lot of people come down. Obviously, quite a few games off around the area, so we are one of the only local games on. So people have come down for that, and it'll be interesting to see what the attendances are like at some of the other games in our league. So the Slough players are out early, as Chippenham are just coming out now. So we're just going to keep our eye just to see if there are any subs, and then I'll run for. I can see a board going up. I think it's Slough that may well have made the substitution. I think it's a Slough first. I think that Dobson is coming off, and Putman could be the player coming on. Actually, I think the Slough are the ones that look to be making the substitution. I'm just going to look through the Chippenham side as they come out at the moment. 1, 2, 3. I've thought I had 12 then. So the Chippenham side is Darren Chitty in goal. 2 is Dan Bowman. 3 Nuno Felix. 4 Gary Horgan. 5 and captain is Greg Tyndall. 6 is Will Richards. 7 is Alex Ferguson. 8 Matt Smith. 9 Dave Pratt, who got a yellow card on 45 minutes. 10 Andy Sandow, and 11 is Matt Jones. Substitutes for Chippenham are 12 Mario Matthias, 14 Joe McLennan, 15 Michael Book, 16 John Beeden, and 17 James Guthrie. The substitution for Slough is James Dobson. Putman has come on for him. So the Slough squad now is Mark Scott in goal. 2 and captain is Sean Fraser. 3 Nathan Smart. 4 is Guy Hollis. 5 Mark Nisbet. 6 Lee Togwell. 8 Simon Dunn. 9 Gavin James. 10 Chris Flood. 11 is Nathan Webb, and 14 is Lewis Putman. Those are your starting 11s for the second half. Slough shooting from right to left for the second half. Just waiting for the referee, Mr. Bandara, to get the second half. If you're putting your hand up hoping that sun's going to go down, you're going to be putting your hand up all day long. And there you go. Second half starts now with the ball. Play it straight out towards Fraser. Fraser with the ball down. Comes through though to Tyndall, who slides in with a heavy tackle. Ball up towards Sandow, but Togwell first for the ball and then plays the ball forwards, looking for James, but it's over his head and runs into the feet of Darren Chitty. And Chitty just waits for James to come at him before picking the ball up. And then finally takes his kick, long kick aimed towards Smith. Smith flicks on, looking for Pratt. Pratt does well, rises high, flicks on, trying to find Sandell, but it's cleared by Nisbet. Slough underneath it is Putman. It's come through here to Horgan. Horgan just overruns. It comes back through to Smith. Smith with the ball to Bowman. Bowman just cuts inside, goes all the way back to Tyndall in the halfway line. Plays the ball out, looking for Smith. Smith was in an offside position. It's a free kick to Slough for offside. And first free kick of the second half. Mark Scott comes across. Sun's just at that level where it's almost gone. He's just getting a little bit of a respite at the moment. As Scott takes this free kick aimed towards Flood. Flood beat into the ball by Tyndall. And Slough got a free kick for a little push in the back. To be honest, I didn't even really realise that the referee had blown the whistle, and I don't think that anyone else did. But Slough got a free kick roughly about 30 yards away from goal in a central position. And it's Lewis Putman standing over this free kick. It is roughly, I'd say, 30 yards away from goal. So Nisbet's just been told to go forwards for the Rebels. Hollis is forwards as well. So Putman to take this free kick for Slough. 3-man wall for Chippenham. As we wait for Putman, just is he going to have a shot? Or I think he's going to have a shot, you know. He does go and have a shot, comes off the ball and comes to the far hand side. Dunn trying to get there first before Chitty. Dunn gets pushed over. That's a free kick. And Chitty was never going to win that race. And in fact, I think Chitty's going to get a yellow card. He does indeed. Chitty goes into the book on 48 minutes for a push in the back on Simon Dunn. Never going to get there in a million years. And Dunn got there first. It was outside of the box. It's not a penalty. It's a free kick. And Slough have Simon Dunn just back to his feet, just hobbling a little bit there. And Putman standing over this free kick here. So it'll be an outswinging free kick for Slough. He's just waiting for the referee to make sure that the ball gets back 10 yards. And Putman with this free kick into the box. It's headed away, comes onto the far side where it's hooked away by Jones for Chippenham. Ball's come all the way out here to Fraser. Fraser heads it in looking for Flood. Flood just can't get to the ball. It's rolled out of play and out for a throw to Chippenham Town. So Slough waste that opportunity there again. And it'll be a throw. Quickly taken by Chippenham. Headed away though by Fraser. Back headed away by Horgan. Comes over through to Sandow. Sandow tries to hold the ball up. And Webb smacks the ball straight into two players collide. The referee says no foul. The ball been played on, trying to find Pratt, but it comes out here to Jones. Jones does well to get there first before Putman. Chance to run at the Slough defence, waiting for an option. Pratt comes further wide for him. Brilliant little option. Ball in. And Hollis is there first for the Rebels. Gets there first, heads the ball over the top of the bar and the top of the roof stand. It's out for a corner to Chippenham. First one of the second half. And Slough under pressure. A good run there by Dave Pratt, the Chippenham number 9, who just peeled off to the side to retrieve the ball, just waiting for a ball to come in. It's going to come over now. We're waiting for this to come in here. And it's Jones and Smith standing by this corner. It looks like Jones is going to take it quickly. Free header, all goes to the back post. It's in for Chippenham! And it's that man Sandell who scores it at the back post. He's unmarked, and on 50 minutes he gives Chippenham the lead. It's Chippenham are leading here. Slough Town 0, Chippenham 1. Sandell the goal on 50 minutes. The ball flicked on, came to at the far post. He just placed it goalward. Scott dived and could only push the ball into the top of the net. And again, Slough just can't seem to get a win in 2017, and more importantly, a win at Arbour Park. And the travelling Bluebirds fans are ecstatic about that there. And Slough have the kick-off. It's played up by Fraser. Comes in away from them to Togwell. Togwell out towards Nathan Webb. Webb plays the ball in looking for Gavin James. Gavin James first to the ball, but Felix wins it for Chippenham. Then some good play there by Jones. Plays the ball down looking for Sandell again, and Nisbet's there first for Slough. Sandell, second leading goal scorer in the league at the moment, behind Inief Young of Biggleswade. That is his 23rd goal of the season. 16 goals and 7 penalties in those 23. And then he is won a free kick for a foul by Sean Fraser. And Slough's start to the second half has been very lacklustre at the moment. Not like they started the first half at all. It's a free kick for Chippenham, round about 16 yards away from the Slough goal, but it's wide on the far hand side, in line with the Burger Bar area. Standing over it is Matt Smith and Matt Jones, and they're going to leave it for Smith to be the player to take. Smith hits it in low. Pratt tries to leave it, comes back out towards Pratt, ricocheted off Togwell. Pratt just does well, gets the ball back into to Smith. Smith eludes one challenge, plays it in towards Jones. Jones trying to loop it in towards Sandell, headed away by Nathan Smart. Then Slough with Webb with the clearance, comes out towards Gavin James, hooks the ball clear, and Ferguson won the ball, but Dunn wins it off him. Back towards Nathan Webb. Webb was closed down by Dave Pratt. Good running by the number 9 for Chippenham. Ball in towards Togwell. Togwell looks up, plays ball looking for the run of Gavin James. Gavin James gets the right side of Felix. Two of them just holding against each other. James does well, plays it back in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn on the edge of the editor, bit being forced into the centre. Gives it to Togwell. Togwell in towards Nathan Webb. Webb with a chance to crosses, but it's hooked clear by Tyndall, only as far as Nathan Webb. Webb 20 odd yards away from goal. Plays the ball in low, looking for Gavin James. James does well, turns in the penalty, holds the ball up, still with the ball at his feet. It's Jones who comes across and wins the ball, and as he clears it, Slough with the throw, quickly with Webb towards Fraser, back in. Webb gives the ball away here to Pratt. Pratt dangerously lurking there, and then gets tripped up there by Simon Dunn. That'll be a yellow card. And yep, it is. It's a yellow card for Simon Dunn. 4th yellow card of the game. And yep, Simon Dunn gets the yellow card there for that little trip. And 2 each in yellow cards, but the important thing is the score is Slough 0, Chippenham 1, and Slough heading for yet another defeat here at Arbour Park, unless they can start to get back into this game. And we can only hope, as Chitty looks to take this free kick halfway inside his own half. Chitty just looks up, plays it in, looking for Sandell. It's over the head of him. Fraser's just been forced away, hooks the ball clear, out for a throw for Chippenham, right by level with the 18-yard box that Slough are defending. And they're going to be just trying to see who it is. I think it's Sandell taking the throw on the far hand side. Into the box. Richards can't get to the ball. It's hooked away by Webb. Comes through to Flood. Flood does well to shoulder his man off. Runs with the ball, trying to release Gavin James down the far hand side. He's got Lewis Putman in the box if he can find it. Ball into the box. Bowman gets there first. Really good defending by the right back. as Putman was just trying to get there. And it's a corner to Slough with Lewis Putman going over to take this corner for the Rebels. It's all right. Wickham just stealing all my data. That's all right, we'll let them. Out, so in-swinging corner here from the Rebels, from Putman. Putman into the box. Chitty will punch that one clear. Nathan Webb's underneath the ball. He's going to try and head it towards Togwell. Togwell will then just loop the ball back into the box. Nisbet wins the header, and then James gets there first before... Chitty gets there first before James, and Chitty just dives on the ball and slows the game down. So 10 minutes gone of this second half. It is Slough Town 0, Chippenham 1. As long ball forward by Chitty. It's won by Slough. Only as far as the right back Bowman. Comes off Simon Dunn in towards Putman. Putman just eludes a challenge. Gets the ball to Togwell. Togwell just loops the ball in, and Pratt... Dave Pratt, he's just gone down. The ball just kicked at his head. He didn't get kicked in the head. He got the ball kicked at his head. He's gone down as if he was about to give birth to a baby. But it is a throw to Slough, and Smart will take this throw for the Rebels. Just trying to link the throw in towards Flood. It will come towards kindly for Putman. Putman releases James now. James in the foot race here with Tyndall. Tyndall will get there first. Tyndall just done. He gives the ball. I thought he'd give the ball away, but Richards has come back to win the ball. In towards Smith. Smith and Jones with the ball forward, looking for the run of Sandow again. Switched away by Nisbet, only as far as Pratt. Pratt does well. Holds the ball up just in the halfway line. Gives it back towards Bowman. Bowman just chips a little ball forwards for Ferguson to chase after. Hollis is there first for Slough and can clear down the line, but it will come through to Richards. Richards with a blue strapping on his knee, plays the ball forwards to Sandow. Sandow takes it on his thigh, 25, 30 yards away from goal, holds the ball up really well, gives it to the left back Felix. Felix just bursting forwards on this left hand side, just being closed down here by step over after step over, gets a bit of go, spaces it, it's just over the head of Sandow. That was a lovely cross there by the left back, and Smith has kept the ball alive here for Chippenham. Plays it in here to Horgan. Horgan with a heavy touch gets it back out to Small. Smith with a clearance, first time clearance. Comes across to Sandow. Sandow chests it into the path of Felix. Felix has to run, but Felix the cat wouldn't even get that. And it's out for a throw to Slough Town. And Chippenham really coming into the game the second half. Been by far the better team for these first 11 minutes of the game. Slough with a throw. Find Nathan Webb in towards Flood. Brought back towards Nathan Webb. Looking for the run of Gavin James. Tyndall again across there. Does really well. Holds off the challenge of Gavin James. Gives it to his centre-back partner Richards. Richards plays the ball forward. So now looking for an offside. It doesn't come. It comes off the head of Hollis. The ball's still in play, is it? It's just gone out of play now for a throw. And Sandow will take this long throw. Trying to find Alex Ferguson. Headed away by Togwell. Then Hollis with a high clearance. Only as far as Smith. Smith heads it forwards. Hollis again first to the ball. Comes through to Webb. Back in across from Webb towards Fraser. Fraser with the ball forward. Trying to find James. James trying to flick the ball on for the run of Chris Flood there, but Flood can't get there. And Richards plays it forward. Nisbet with good intelligent header into the path of Nathan Smart. Smart closed down by Pratt, who does so much work for this Chippenham side. And they're chasing everything down. The ball will come to Nathan Smart. It's a throw to Slough. And it remains Slough Town 0, Chippenham 1. And Smart just takes the throw in towards Dunn. Dunn will spread it towards Nisbet. Nisbet towards Togwell. Back towards Nisbet. Nisbet holding the ball feet. Plays it forwards to James. James flicks it into the path of Putman. Putman, it's beaten by a really strong challenge by the centre-back Richards. And Putman will chase it down. Smith still with the ball for Chippenham. Putman gets a block in, but it's a throw to Chippenham. A few yards inside their own half. As ball play forward. So Nisbet gets ahead to it, but Pratt tries to win the ball back. A little bit of a ricochet. Falls into the path of Putman. Putman spreads it out towards Togwell. Togwell into the path of Fraser. Fraser been urged to go forwards. Back towards Togwell. In towards Smart. So now just keeping the ball well here. Up towards Putman. Putman cuts inside. Closed down by Bowman. Back towards Nathan Smart. Smart just is waiting for some movement from Slough players, and it's not coming. Has to go back to Nisbet. Spreads it across with Hollis. Slough keeping the ball well, but not really going forwards. Fraser with the ball in towards Togwell in that centre circle position that he likes. Togwell spreads ball. That's a good ball into the path of Smart. Now Smart's got a bit of space in front of him if he wants to use it. Gives it to Putman instead. Putman up against Bowman. Putman gets a cross in. That's a great cross and superb defending by Tyndall again. Back out though towards Putman. Putman's got Nathan Smart with him. He doesn't need him at the moment. Just got the ball at his feet in towards Nathan Smart. Smart just takes a touch backwards away from goal in towards Togwell. Togwell being horse wide back towards Nathan Smart. Smart just keeps the ball on his right foot, gives it here to Simon Dunn. Oh, Simon Dunn, jinking little run, goes through a couple, gives it to Putman, but Putman loses the ball to Smith and then look to get Pratt on the attack, on the counter, but well spreaded by Fraser. It's out for a throw. My apologies to Marchacho and Tequila Shark NJ who are listening. Apparently I'm not sounding very gleeful. Unfortunately Slough just aren't really playing well this second half, not like that first half. They really should have taken some chances. Floods on the far hand side. Oh, a burst of speed from him. Gets to the byline, gets a crossing. It's a little bit too far, but Putman, well, I was going to say the Putman's going to get the ball back, but the ball must have gone out of play. And it's out for a goal kick. So, Slough are not having the best of fortunes here 2017. I don't know if someone on New Year's Eve has kicked a cat or forgotten to bring some coal into their house, but no luck for the Rebels. 2017, 3 games and 3 losses so far. This will be the 4th if they can't get a goal back here. And it'll be a little dent in their promotion push as Chile takes this goal kick. Again, aimed towards Sandow. Hollis rises up high to win the header, and there'll be another substitution from the Rebels on the far hand side. Are we going to see new signing James Granger come on, or Charlie Moon? It's going to be Chris Flood coming off, and I think it's going to be Granger coming on for his debut. I was going to say the ball's still in play, but Fraser's just volleyed the ball straight at Sandow. Comes off, let's say his backside, and goes out for a throw, and I think you'll see the substitution now. Double substitution for the Rebels. So coming off is Chris Flood. Coming on is James Granger for his debut on 61. And then Charlie Moon is coming on for Gavin James. Ooh. Okay, well, I think we've got the feeling that Gavin James... Oh, no, I don't... Okay, well, we've got a bit of a problem because Chris Flood hasn't come off. He stayed on. Nathan Webb has come off for Charlie Moon. So the substitutions were Nathan Webb and Gavin James off for James Granger and Charlie Moon on. 61 minutes for those substitutions. And Slough will see the first chance to see Granger in Slough colours. Rather tall person. He's kind of like a mirror image of Lewis Putman on this left hand side. It looks like he has gone in as a right wing position. Tyndall with the free kick for Chippenham. Aim towards Sandow. Nisbet rises high and Smart gets to the ball first, but Smith was Smart and Smith get to the ball. They clash together. The referee says it's a free kick, and it's a free kick to Slough inside the penalty area. So there you go. So Scott takes the free kick, hits it out towards Granger, comes off the hand of it must have come off the hand of Granger. I thought it came off the hand of James myself, but there you go. It's a free kick to Chippenham, foot inside the Slough half, and they'll leave this for Tyndall, the captain. The Slough fans behind the goal making very little noise, unlike Tuesday night in that Bucks and Butts clash at Maidenhead, where they there's a lot of support. Ball, Sandow wins the first header, comes through to Pratt. Pratt shoots, but it's blocked well by Mark Scott, who just gathers the ball. Ex-Rebel Elijah Adebayo has scored for Bognor. Canby Island 0, Bognor 3. As Slough with the throw quickly towards Nathan Smart. Smart spreads it all the way to his fellow fullback Fraser. Fraser looks up, plays the ball here, looking for Charlie Moon. Moon up against Tyndall. Tyndall's strong defender does well. Plays it back to his goalkeeper Chili. Chili with a poor clearance. Only comes out as far as Togwell, but Togwell's put under pressure immediately. Ball back out here with the captain Fraser. Looks up towards Granger. Granger plays the ball in. Moon goes down. Slough fans looking for a free kick or a penalty. Nothing given by the referee, Mr. Bandara. And Slough have a throw. Taken quickly by Granger. Gets it towards Togwell. Back towards Granger. Granger trying to make something happen for the Rebels. Goes into the box. Togwell with the ball. Still, ball into the box. Aimed too close towards Chitty, and Chitty gathers that easily. And just slows the game down a little bit. So 19 minutes gone of the second half. 19, that's roughly about 64 for those of you who are good at maths. As Chitty, long ball forwards here. Nisbet with a free header. Putman then heads the ball on, finds Moon on the centre circle. Moon heads it towards Togwell. Togwell heads forwards, but Richards is there first. Ball comes through though to Simon Dunn. Dunn trying to find Charlie Moon. Moon tries to break in. Oh, Tyndall again. That is some superb defending by the Chippenham player. And then Bowman plays it off Putman for a throw to Chippenham. Tyndall, the Chippenham captain, absolutely fantastic today alongside his defensive partner Richards. And apart from those early first few minutes for Slough, the first 10-15, they haven't really given Slough a shout or a sniff or anything. So there we go as Slough head the ball out. It's another throw to Chippenham, halfway inside the Chippenham half. Bowman with this throw, looking for Smith. Smith with the free header. Oh, poor touch there by Nathan Smart. Ball breaks to Smith, and he just runs straight into Hollis, and the ball now with Togwell. Togwell will spread it here to Putman. Putman's a bit acres of space, takes a heavy touch. The ball was still at his feet, cuts inside, still running with the ball, gives it here to Simon Dunn. Dunn spreads to Togwell. Togwell's got Granger in open space. He's got one orange boot and one yellow boot, and Granger plays the ball in. Tyndall again first to the ball for Chippenham, headed away though by Hollis, only to Togwell. Togwell now a little bit on the right hand side, come out of that centre position, gives it to Simon Dunn. Dunn in towards Moon. Moon does well to hold the ball up, loses it though, and it's Ferguson who wins the ball. Trying to release Sandow. That's a good ball. Sandow shows a bit of space, but it's good defending by Nathan Smart. Plays it back towards Scott, and Scott can clear, looking for Putman. Putman wins that first header. Richards all over, and then Slough do get a free kick for a foul on Simon Dunn. Slough take it quickly. Togwell with the ball. Ball over the top, trying to find Chris Flood, and it's a good defensive header by Richards, who heads the ball back under severe pressure from Chris Flood. Heads it back to his goalkeeper, Chitty, and Chitty just dives on the ball. And again, Slough just can't get a shot on goal here at this second half. Chitty with this long ball forward. Love something for Sandow to run against with Nisbet. The two of them go down. Well, Nisbet's gone down, but the ball went through to Mark Scott anyway. Rolls the ball out, back out towards Scott. Plays the ball down. Poor clearance. Comes through though to Togwell and up towards Granger. Granger flicks the ball and trying to find Dunn. Dunn just overruns the ball, and it's come through to Nisbet. Nisbet fires the ball wide, looking for Putman. Putman just can't control it. And out for a throw to Chippenham. Throw quickly taken towards Smith. Smith just over hooks the ball. Nisbet comes across. Pratt to the first to the ball again for Chippenham. Gets a little nudge. Does well. Runs with the ball. Runs to the bar and gets a cross in. It's a great cross. Hollis is there first for Slough, but the ball comes across and Ranger inside his own penalty area hooks the ball clear. Only as far as a throw to Chippenham. Around about 25 yards away from goal. And it's substitution looks like it's coming on the far hand side for Chippenham. Is it coming now? Yep. Sir Alex is leaving the field. The 77-year-old has left the field. So Alex Ferguson is coming off. Coming on is a new signing for Chippenham, Joe McLennan. He comes on 68 minutes. I couldn't. So Alex Ferguson is off, and McLennan, who's just re-signed from Western Supermare, coming back on. I know they're going to change it to 8. It's Matt Smith coming off. They just literally changed the number now. So Alex can see a little bit more of the game, especially because the bar's not open, that's why. So that substitution then is finally in the end Matt Smith off, and on is Joe McLennan. And at Chippenham still with this 1-0 lead here at Arbour Park, and Felix with the throw in towards Jones. Jones just up against Togwell on the far hand side. And Jones is just runs into Togwell, wins a throw on the far hand side, 5 or 6 yards away from the corner. Ball in towards Sandow. Sandow holds the ball up well, comes back out towards Horgan. Horgan in towards Felix. Felix flicks it in towards Sandow. Sandow closed down, but Chippenham still keep the ball with Horgan on the byline. Hits straight at Grange, comes out for a throw to Chippenham by their away dugout, halfway inside the Slough half. Taken quickly towards Sandow. Sandow holds, turned, and can't bring the ball out. It's a foul by Sandow for a poor little tug on Togwell. It's a free kick to Slough. And Scott will take this kick long towards Moon. It's come out though to Clennon. Clennon's first touch is to knock the ball forward. Foot race here between Hollis and Pratt. Hollis is first to the ball for Slough, can clear up towards Nathan Smart. Smart plays it back in. McLennan's chasing it down. Hollis has to stretch to clear, but does well to clear. Comes through to Richards. Richards has the ball picked off him there by Moon, and comes through to Smart. Smart plays ball, hits Putman on the hand, comes through back out towards Smart. Smart immediately closed down by Alex Ferguson. Gives the ball out there on the far side to Fraser. Fraser now bringing the ball forwards for Slough, in towards Granger. Granger just in an inside position, spreads the ball out, gives it away to McLennan, but Slough win the ball back through Togwell. Out towards Putman. Putman just runs into 2 players, loses the ball with some good challenge by the right back Bowman. Played the ball forwards, too far in front, and Smart will come across in towards Nisbet. Good little triangle of football here by Slough. Back in towards Togwell. Togwell chased down by almost his fellow bald-headed lookalike Pratt. Back in towards Togwell from Dunn. Togwell now to Smart. Smart on the halfway line, bringing the ball forwards. Oh, cuts inside nicely. Still with the ball at his feet, in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn spreads the ball here to Fraser on the far right position. Fraser cuts inside. Slough looking for a bit of space. Oh, glovey dummy by Flood in towards Putman. Back in towards from Flood to Putman. Putman just has to go back. Hits across and it's come off Bowman. It's a corner to the Rebels. 20 minutes of the second half still to go. Still Slough Town, no Chippenham 1. Slough have a corner, but they're going to need to do something different with this corner, because Richards and Tyndall are first to every single header. So they're going to need to do something a little bit different. There's finally some Slough fans making a little bit of noise. Where have they been? It's an outswinging corner for Slough. They're going to do the old hokey-cokey routine. And then the ball is fired in. It's gone all the way. Oh, it's a very header there. I think it was Flood in the end. And the ball's gone over the top of the bar and out for a goal kick. Chitty just being told by the referee just to speed up with his fetching of the ball. And Chitty just he's now having a drink. There's a substitution on the far hand side for Chippenham. Matt Jones coming off, and coming on is James Guthrie. So that, I believe, is that the second? That's their second substitution. Second substitution for Chippenham is Matt Jones off and James Guthrie on. Guthrie scored in the earlier game of the season between the two sides. And Sandow flicks the ball on here for Chippenham. Cleared by Fraser. Ball comes through to Flood. Flood first of the ball. Flicks it out here to Putman. Now just trying to go around the outside. Ball's here with Putman. Putman being forced a little bit wide. Up against Bowman. Bowman does well to still run with the ball, but Putman's still with it. And I really can't understand that, but the referee says that Putman's fouled. I don't think anyone said, oh, has he run the ball out of play? He's giving it as a throw now. There you go. Who knows? I thought the referee was doing all right there, but he seems to think the ball's gone out of play. Bowman with the throw for Chippenham. Looks for Sandow. Sandow flicks the ball on. Only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet plays the ball down. Hooked away by McLennan. And Slough have a throw 5 yards inside the Chippenham half as it starts to get a little bit chilly here. And Nathan Smart with the throw, headed away by Chippenham. Comes through to Ferguson, headed away. Putman flicks the ball on. Oh, Moon trying to get goal side. Felix has to come across for Chippenham to hook the ball out. And a good catch by the lady in the crowd there. Good catch. As Smart will take this throw for Slough. Trying to find Chris Flood. Flood jumps in and heads the ball on. Comes through to Horgan. Horgan hooks the ball clear. And as far as Nisbet. Nisbet heads it. Richards just another solid, poor defensive header there by Nisbet. It means that Sandow's through and goal. And Hollis comes across. And I really can't understand. The linesman signalled a foul by Sandell on Hollis. To be honest, I honestly couldn't see it. I don't think Sandell did anything wrong. He was just beaten to the ball by Hollis. Hollis played the ball. It had gone out for a throw. And the linesman said there was a foul by Sandell. Didn't even do anything. He was beaten to the ball. Scott takes the free kick early. Headed away by Tyndall. Comes away to Togwell. Togwell in towards Nathan Smart. Smart just crosses the halfway line. Cuts back inside towards Togwell. Togwell immediately closed down by Sandell. Back towards Smart. In towards Nisbet. Nisbet chips the ball forward. Trying to find Charlie Moon. That's not what Moon wants. He wants the ball inside the box. Trying to stick his foot in there. Comes through to Togwell. Out towards Nathan Smart. Smart level a little touch in towards Putman. Putman tries to do the same, but Moon wasn't ready for it. And then pushes Richards in the back. It's a free kick to Chippenham. And it's a free kick to Chippenham, halfway inside their own half. I make it roughly about 15 minutes of the second half left here. And again, Slough just saying that Chippenham are wasting a little bit of time. Chitty's coming all the way to take the free kick and then leaves it for, and I think the referee, he can't book Chitty because Chitty's already been booked. If he books Chitty, no, you're not going to book him. He's just going to come off and tell him he's been a naughty boy. He's been a very naughty boy. You can't do that. It's naughty. That's what he said to him. Not like that, obviously. He didn't speak like that. But he's been a very naughty boy. Chippenham finally take the free kick. Finds Ferguson. Ferguson, good touch. In towards McLennan. Just ran past and then comes off Togwell last. It's a corner to Chippenham. Good play again by Dave Pratt. That's forward for the... He hasn't scored yet today, but his work rate has been fantastic for Chippenham. And worked really hard to put Togwell under pressure. And it'll be a corner for Chippenham. It'll be the substitute Guthrie to take this corner, in swinging corner. It's how they scored last time. And then Richards goes straight into Scott, but Scott gathers the ball and tries to get Slough on the attack, trying to find Charlie Moon. Moon will try and keep the ball in. Oh, he goes past Tyndall. Just he's got Putman with him. Plays it in towards Putman. Putman's just looking for some help. Gives it to Fraser. Fraser spreads it out towards Granger. Slough just lost the impetus, momentum, that's the word I was looking for. Ball into the box, but it's too far in front of Fraser and goes off for a goal kick. And Slough just, they were on the attack there, they just running at the seams and then played it backwards, kept the ball, allowed Chippenham to come back and defend. And so Chile to take this goal kick. Again, looking for Sandell. Sandell wins the header easy. Headed away by Nisbet. Will break into the centre where Horgan wins it for Chippenham. In towards McLennan. McLennan back to the right back. Bowman in towards Horgan. Horgan just plays the ball down and Granger just clatters into him. So, first real thing that Granger's done for Slough is clatter the Chippenham number 4. I think, I'm not sure if he's on loan from Hungerford, but I know he was at Hungerford last season, was Horgan. So Chippenham spread the ball here to McLennan. McLennan takes the ball down on his chest well. Runs with the ball, cuts inside, looking to make a creative space. Hits it at Pratt rather than passing it to Pratt. And Slough can clear through Nathan Smart with the ball forwards. Tyndall takes a touch and then hooks the ball clear, only as far as Dunn. Dunn's headers come to... Oh, Horgan just gives the ball away to Chris Flood. Oh, and Richards again. Superb defending by Will Richards, who was, I believe, at Redditch last year. He's been very, very good. Great defensive header. Slough with his throw. Nathan Smart with it in towards Togwell. Togwell evades Pratt. Gives it to Granger. Granger sat inside the centre circle. Stops. Plays the ball forward. Trying to find Dunn. Dunn just slips and loses the ball. Bowman with it. The right back. Up towards Pratt. Bowman continues his run. Nisbet forced off the ball. Claps his heels. It's a free kick. Is it a referee going to give me a yellow card for that one? The referee's clearly enjoying himself today. He's got a smile on his face. I don't think many of the Chippenham players were a smile on his face after that tackle. And Chippenham just trying to take it. He's literally taken it about a... Right, hopefully we're back again. Nothing going on there apart from the fact that Chippenham were I believe that Simon Dunn committed a foul. Would have been his second yellow card, but the referee said no to it. So it's still Slough Town 0, Chippenham 1. You haven't missed anything here, are we? Just temporarily been on there. Granger with the ball forward, spotted there by Felix, and Felix can clear. Headed away by Hollis. It will come through here to Togwell. Togwell just chips the ball in towards Granger. Granger just being forced back here, gives it to Dunn. Dunn beaten to the ball though by Horgan, played in towards Sandell, in towards Ferguson. Ferguson finds Pratt. Pratt just, linesman, that is never offside. And then he's got to be booked. You've got to book him for kicking the ball away, referee. Come on. Oh, dearie me. McClellan will get a yellow card for kicking the ball. He's got no need to do that at all. As McClellan is, you've got 10 minutes left. You're giving yourself a yellow card for no reason whatsoever for kicking the ball. It was clearly the ball going for an offside, and the referee clearly signalled it. And McClellan just booted the ball. Not only did he pick it off the pitch, he kicked it out of the stands and out of the ground, and then picks up a silly yellow card. He's got no need to do it. You don't need to kick the ball away. Scott with the free kick, aimed in towards Putman. Putman just has to come to it, but headed away by Richards. It'll come through to Togwell. Togwell hooks the ball in, but Horgan's underneath it for Chippenham. Ball will come out here to Fraser on the chest. Still into the centre, or just giving it to Dunn, but Dunn's had to go backwards, in towards Smart. Smart looks up, back towards Putman, just Chippenham with everyone apart from Sandell behind the ball. Ball in towards Togwell. Togwell with a bit of space to run here. Plays it in towards Granger. Granger steads on the ball. And it allows Ferguson to bring the ball out here for Chippenham in toward McClellan. McClellan all just gets the ball caught in between his feet and allows Putman, his fellow number 14, to come back to him. But McClellan turns out of a tight circle and then chips a lovely little ball here for Ferguson, but Ferguson can't catch that one. And all those years of winning trophies at Man United have taken their toll on the man. And he couldn't chase that ball down. It's played back towards Scott, and he's chased down by Pratt. Good header there on the far hand side by Guthrie, and Slough will let it go all the way off for a goal kick. So I reckon we've got about 8 minutes left of this game here. Just do remember that Slough did come back from 3-1 down in the fixture earlier this season at Chippenham. Did score a equaliser in the 89th minute, so it's not over till the fat lady sings, but she is definitely warming her voice up at the moment. Sandell holds the ball up here, finds Guthrie. Guthrie just turns, holds the ball up well. Trying to win the ball back with Granger and Flood. Back towards Tyndall. Tyndall, good clearance, but it comes through towards Togwell. Togwell, trying to work it through three Chippenham players, and Chippenham win the ball back with Horgan, but Horgan just plays it too far in front of McClellan. Here towards Putman, but look at for Chippenham. Dave Pratt, the striker, has run back 30-40 yards to help defend. And then McClellan runs with the ball, hits it too far in front, comes through to Granger. Granger to Togwell. Togwell with the ball to Fraser, in towards Flood. Flood has to come a little bit deeper, does well, plays it in towards Moon. Moon gets into the box, shoots, it takes a deflection, it hits the crossbar, and over. It's a corner for Slough. Charlie Moon, literally from the corner of the penalty box, hits a shot in, and it takes a deflection off a Chippenham player. Chitty was well beaten, but the bar comes to his rescue. And it's still Slough Town 0, Chippenham 1. 7 minutes of the game left to go. In swinging corner from Lewis Putman on this bar hand side. Slough still trying to work an equaliser here. As Putman plays it deep into the box. Free header by Nisbet. Heads it all the way back out to Putman. And Putman takes a touch in towards Fraser. Fraser will look up, shoots. It's drilled. It's hit Horgan, who closed the ball down. Back towards Togwell. Togwell chips the ball in, trying to find Nisbet at the far post. Nisbet heads across. And then hooks clear by Bowman, the right back. Up towards Sandell. Sandell on his own, up against three Slough players. Holds the ball up really well. Still with the ball at his feet. Just plays Pratt. Pratt working tirelessly for Chippenham here. Chips the ball in. And he's offside, is Ferguson. Gives the linesman a mouthful of abuse, but the right decision. Slough with the ball there with Putman. Back in towards Nathan Smart. Smart in towards Togwell. Togwell to Nisbet. Slough trying to just work an angle to try and get behind this strong Chippenham defence. Out towards Fraser on the halfway line. Granger comes into the centre to try and pick the ball up this time. Runs with it, but only gives it back towards Togwell in that centre circle. Togwell out here towards Nathan Smart. Smart trying to feed the ball through to Granger, and made a run. Spotted well by the right back Bowman, and Bowman can bring the ball forward. He gives it to Pratt. Pratt just runs to the side just to make a bit of space here. Just trying to draw Smart out of position. Just draws it back. Back in here towards Guthrie on this right hand side to Ferguson just runs into trouble, runs into Charlie Moon, but Moon just can't do anything with it, and there's an injury here to Horgan, so there'll be a little break in play, I think. And Horgan will receive some treatment here as Dave Pratt just comes over and has a little chat with the linesman, and it's an injury to Horgan's knee by the looks of it, so just a break in play here. We've got about 5 minutes of the game left. It's still Slough Town 0, Chippenham 1. Slough heading for yet another defeat in 2017, so whatever they've done at their New Year's celebration seems to have backfired for them this year. Maybe they should just go back and undo what they did before. And Horgan will just come to the side. Kings Langley 1, St Ives 2 is the score. Bowman will take this throw for Chippenham. Trying to find Sendell. Sendell up against Smart. Sendell leaves it for Pratt. Pratt up against Nisbet. Pratt just goes down. Keeps hold of the ball though by the corner flag. Then Nisbet clears, but only clears about 20 yards down the pitch. Throw here for Chippenham. Chippenham's Bowman, the right back, will come and say, where's he going with it? No, he's just wasted a bit of time. Just going to let McLennan take the throw. Thrown in towards Sandell. Sandell does well to win a throw off Putman. Chippenham just keeping the ball in that little quadrant there. McLennan just plays the ball in towards Sandell. Then holds it up, gives it back to McLennan. McLennan just runs into Nathan Smart. Smart goes down injured. It's a free kick to Slough. And it's a free kick just inside the penalty area for Slough. And Scott will take this free kick for them. I reckon you got about 4 minutes plus whatever the referee adds on. Long kick by Scott, trying to find Flood. Flood whacked into the back there. Ball comes through to Pratt. Pratt up against Togwell. Togwell does well for Slough to win the ball. Chips the ball into the box, trying to find Moon, but Chiddy's out to that one. And again, Slough just do not look like scoring here in the second half. Those first half chances that they've missed with two cleared off the line really coming back to bite them. Smart volleys the ball up towards Putman. Putman turns inside in towards Dunn. Dunn towards Smart. Back in towards Simon Dunn. Dunn about 20 yards away from goal where he should be. Almost picks the ball up on the run there. It's cleared by Chippenham here to Ferguson. Ferguson up towards Sendell. Sendell just sits there. Good challenge by Nisbet. Ball will ricochet kindly for Granger. Granger still holding the ball up. Does well on this left-hand side. Oh, goes past Richards. First mistake that Richards has made all game. Granger still with it. Trying to find Fraser. Fraser bursting into the box. Oh, I forgot to take the ball with him. Oh! And then just hooked clear by Chippenham. But Slough have the ball back with Nathan Smart. Smart spreads it to Hollis. Slough almost playing with a 3 at the ball, even 2 at the back, to be honest. Ball play forwards, trying to find Flood. Hooked away though by Pratt. Pratt defending almost as a left winger here for Chippenham. Tugwell heads the ball on. Pratt again underneath it for Chippenham. Can only head it towards the goal. Flood gets in there. Ball comes towards Moon. And Tyndall has to shoot. Comes through to Moon. Oh, he gets it. Oh, he's tried to hook it on and Flood couldn't get there. It's hooked clear by Chippenham. Only as far as Hollis. Hollis is almost playing right back up against Pratt. And it's good defending though by Pratt. Sees the ball out for a throw to Chippenham on the far hand side. It's now trying, but they just can't get that final touch in the box. And it's take quick throws. Come through here to Sandell. Sandell again holding the ball up well for Chippenham. Hits it straight at Dogwell. It's out for a throw. I reckon we've got about a minute plus whatever the referee will add on. We have had 5 substitutions, so a little bit of time to add on. I think the Chippenham may well be warming up a 6th and final substitution of the match as Fraser wins the header. Dunn heads the ball forwards, but Slough still 40 yards away from goal. Ball comes in towards Fraser, chipping the ball forwards, trying to find Flood. Tyndall with the header away. Moon heads it towards Flood. Flood does well, holds it up with 4 players surrounding him. Just runs into one of those 4 players and Chippenham can clear. Only as far as Hollis. Hollis in towards Togwell. Oh, Togwell plays it off Ferguson and It's a long throw by Hollis, trying to get into the box, and then Tyndall comes across, heads the ball away. It comes straight back out towards Hollis. Hollis with the ball at his feet this time, puts a cross into the box, aimed towards Chitty, but Chitty just jumps up and gathers that with 3 Slough players around him, then crashes to the ground and holds the ball on the ground, just killing a little bit of time. 45 minutes is up. It's all in the hands of the referee, Mr. Bandara, and how long he will add on. Ball up towards McLennan. Smart with the header. It will come through to Putman. Putman just holds the ball up, cuts inside, just turns, runs into McLennan. Oh, Sandell just jumps in and nicks the ball back for Chippenham here. Tries to go through 2 players. Slough win the ball back, though. Good challenge by Togwell in towards Nisbet. Smart towards Nisbet. In towards Simon Dunn. Dunn under pressure inside his own half. Plays the ball forward, and it's a poor ball. It's a throw to Chippenham. 10 yards inside. I thought that Granger was going to take the throw for Chippenham there. And it's Bowman with the throw for Chippenham. Long throw in towards Sandell. Comes off the head of Smart. Volleyed clear though by Nisbet. Up towards Moon. Moon trying to flick it on into the path of Flood. It comes back out towards Charlie Moon. He can't get there though. It's well cleared by Guthrie. Then a long ball down the top. Looking for the runner Pratt. Pratt's everywhere today. And he puts Hollis under pressure. Ball comes out though on the far hand side to Guthrie. Guthrie in towards Ferguson. Ferguson hasn't really seen a lot now. Gives it towards Pratt. He's offside. And a fan in front of us just goes absolutely loopy. He's just going with he's just going a quiet word with the linesman. Slough free kick taken quickly by Scott, trying to get the ball down. Granger flicks the ball onto Putman. Oh, comes into the box. Putman shoots! It's a stunning save by Chitty. What a great save. Lovely shot by Flanny. Took it first time. Chitty full strength. Full tip round the left. Full save. What a good save by the goalkeeper. It's a corner though. Slough still pushing up. Scott been told no, don't go up just yet. Slough reckon there's a bit more time to go on. In swinging corner from the far hand side. Putman to take that. Putman just waiting for a bit of movement. A bit close to the goalkeeper. Punches out. Comes through to Granger. Just take a touch and then didn't pick the ball up. Togwell's first to the ball. Gets it back out towards Putman. Putman with the cross into the box. Headed clear though by Guthrie. Only as far as Dunn. Dunn on the edge of the penalty area. Shoots. Hits Horgan. Ball calls out back here to Granger. Granger cuts inside. Shoots on his right foot. Takes a deflection. No? We can live in hope. It's out for a call. It's out for a goal kick. And Slough just trying. They're trying there. Like that chance for Chris Flood was an excellent chance. He hit it fantastically. It's just a fantastic save by Chitty in the Chippenham goal that's preserved that lead for Chippenham. Still Slough 0, Chippenham 1. And there will be what's going on? Is it a substitution? No? Okay, the referee thought it was a substitution. It wasn't a substitution. He's wasted his own time. Let's hope he adds that on, mind you. The way that Slough were going, he could be playing until midnight and still wouldn't score. Chitty with the long ball foot. Nisbet with the header. Tries to find Flood. Flood beaten by Tyndall. Comes in towards Togwell. Togwell loses ball. Pratt's in onto roll here. He's far away, but Pratt's still running with the ball. He's still got it. Gets to the ball. There's a goal. He's hit it just across the outside of the post, but it's the wrong side of the post. Great chance for Dave Pratt there. He really should have scored that one, but it would have wrapped the game up. But Slough have a goal kick, and Scott just been urged to kick the ball long. Scott does exactly that, hits it long. Putman tries to rise and head the ball on. He does that. Horgan and Flood clash. It comes through to Granger. Ball up towards Pratt, who's been absolutely everywhere today for Chippenham. Plays the ball down. It will come to the edge of the box where Mark Scott will pick the ball up. He's going to try and launch this kick long down the field. Long ball down. It's going to evade everyone. Felix underneath it for Chippenham. He heads it. Comes through to Fraser on the halfway line. Fraser just hooks the ball down the line. Slough trying to get there. Tyndall. Is it a free kick to Slough? It's a free kick. And what about the yellow card kicking the ball away? No. Slough just they've got a free kick again. The ball was kicked away by a Chippenham player, but this is it now. This is Mark Scott's chance to go up and get a goal for Slough. It's a free kick. It's on level with the line of the 18-yard box, but it's Lewis Putman standing over it. Slough sent everyone forward apart from Nathan Smart. This is what they did on Tuesday. It didn't work because it made their counter-attacks. Putman with the ball into the box. Trying to find it, headed away. Comes back to Tugwell. Tugwell heads it in. No, it's a full-time whistle. And Chippenham have won here at Slough. And the third place team jump more places, and Slough still can't get a point in 2017, let alone a victory. They've lost here at home to Chippenham, and you've got to say that the Chippenham spine, the two centre-backs for Chippenham, Richards and Tyndall, have been absolutely fantastic all day long. The two strikers for Chippenham in Pratt and Sandell, especially Pratt, who I think has worked his socks off today. He's worked so hard. The Chippenham have deserved this win. They've been the better side in this second half. They took that goal in the 50th minute through Andy Sandell, the ex-Wycombe Wanderers player. Yeah, it had to be an ex-Wycombe Wanderers player, didn't it? And it's Chippenham that will go back on their luxury double-decker coach. They will take the 3 points back down the M4. And Slough will feel that if they took those chances in the first half, that it may have done them a little bit better, but they failed to do so. So the final score here from Arbour Park is Slough Town 0, Chippenham 1, and the Chippenham fans behind the goal. Sean Fraser has been named the Slough Town Man of the Match. Difficult to give it to anyone really, but Slough have suffered their fourth defeat of 2017. Some full-time scores for you. It finished Kettering 1, Merthyr 3, Kings Lynn 1, Weymouth 6. And Slough got to be careful. They may just come out of the promotion places here as Banbury 2, St Neots 1 is the final score from that game. So Slough to potentially dropping down even more through. But it's Chippenham who go home today. The happy of the two teams. They've won with that goal in the 50th minute from Andy Sandell. So we will be back on Tuesday for the away game to St Neots. Hopefully Slough will attempt to try and get something better from that game. Until then, we wish you all the very best for the weekend. Apologies again for some of the problems we've had with the sound. It's been the sound today, and we'll try and sort them out. But our apologies for the problems that you've had. We wish you all the very best for the weekend. Until then, enjoy yourselves, and we'll be back on Tuesday for that away game to St Neots if it's on. So until then, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and thank you for joining us here at Rebels Radio, and we wish you all the best. Goodbye.